Hello, my name's Dirk and I am living over here with my wife Betty and two cats. And I just want to show you how Robert and Kim Kiyosaki changed our life very dramatically. In fact, 2 years ago we were not in such a good financial situation. We tried to save money and get out of debt, lived pretty below our means and saved money in mutual funds. We saved a bit, but it was not really a fulfilling experience. Betty works in a hospital as an employee, and I opened an online shop and started day trading also as a small business. More or less profitable, it was not this much I could get out of it. And then I found a very interesting book 2 years ago, which I want to show you. You may have heard about the book. It's called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And I just have to come up with this sheet of paper, for I've given the original one to a friend. And from this book I've learned really a lot of stuff. I learned what a financial statement is, I learned what good debt and bad debt is, and that it's preferable to get into a good debt. That it's not necessarily clever to get out of debt completely. And I've learned that it could be a good strategy to do some tax optimization, which led me also to the next book, which I want to show you. Let me just go to the bookshelf. And that was the next book I was reading. And I want to invite you to come with me to my office to show you what impact this book had on my life. Hello and welcome to my office. You've already seen the clocks, which stand of course for trading activity. What I learned in Cash Flow Quadrant was the 5 levels of investing. You start with the non-investors and go to the diversified portfolio of mutual funds and these things, what we made before. And now Cash Flow Quadrant motivated me to go a step further and start with sophisticated investments. That was things like buying foreign bonds, foreign government bonds for example, and doing my own hedges in the currency, or buying Australian dollar and using the interest to pay down some credit leverage trades. So really sophisticated stuff, was a lot of fun, was good results, and that was a good thing. The second thing is what you see over here. The main use of this office is the online shop I operate, and this online shop was solely operated by myself 2 years ago, so it was really not a business, was a job. I owned a job, and that was what I've learned in Cash Flow Quadrants, that I just own a job and that I have to work all the time here. But as you know, you can only work so many hours a day, so yeah, the earnings were pretty limited. And now I want to get to the next thing. I hired a bookkeeper. If you see over there, you have some workspace for the bookkeeper. Unfortunately she's not here today, but she'll come back soon, I hope. And the second thing, what we were very proud of, is just over here. It says the SOP handbook. I've learned that you need, if you want to expand the business, you need a system. And in this handbook you see all the procedures. We're working on it to make this business, this online shop, automatic. And find procedures, find a system, create a system to take this business to another level, and makes it possible that I can work on the system instead of in the system. Wait a minute, I just missed out the most important thing. All the process is a lot of fun, and one of the most things which provide fun is playing the cash flow game. I've got my cash flow game 1.5 years ago, and we started to play of course in the family, and using it as a simulation tool just to try things out. What happens if you only trade stocks? What happens if you only buy big houses? What happens if you only buy small houses and flip them? What happens if you concentrate on businesses? Whatever. And you can see what all the things do if we try them in a quite kind of safe environment. You don't lose any real money, you only lose this playing money. And then you learn a lot, of course. And one of the things we learned after the game was to start this head-on day trading, which is quite time-consuming to get some profit in the stock market. And we moved on some more sophisticated strategies like swing trading over weeks and options strategies and so on. So that was really a point where we invest less time to make more money and to get more out, and not to get tired but to get more fun also out of the real thing. Another important thing, which was also fun, was visiting the cash flow clubs. So we go into the cash flow club to play the game 2 times a month, or sometimes even more often. And we found a lot of good friends, close friends, and investment partners. We also made 2 real-life investments with people we met at the cash flow clubs, and these 2 real-life investments still provide passive income for us, so it was a good step to do it. The silver red, as you see over there, is coming with a coaching package when I started the coaching program, which was really one of the best decisions in my life to do so. I signed up for coaching and was a long time before thinking it was a good thing. In the end, it's not cheap, really, not at all. But in the end, it was, as I said, a good decision, a great decision. I started with my coach, and one of my biggest issues personally is that I'm not so disciplined as I could be. And I'm really glad that my coach is holding me accountable and, let's say a pretty friend to kick me in the you-know-what, to do some things, to go forward, to do the things. I learned in the coaching how to leverage time. I had an idea how to leverage money, but I couldn't really think of how to leverage time. It was just doing the same thing, more things at the same time, but not like you know it. If you try to, let me say, read and have breakfast, then you're doing the things one after the other. But at that time, we did it all together. Let me give an example. I wanted to use some more time with my wife Betty. I wanted to explain the basics of stock trading and stock exchanges to an employee, to Lara, and I wanted to play cash flow sometimes because it was a kind of task in the coaching session, and anyway I wanted to do it to improve myself. So I just invited Lara and Betty to play cash flow, and while playing I could explain the stock basics to Lara, use some funny time with Betty, and also doing obviously my cash flow. Another important thing in the coaching is planning. As I mentioned, I'm not this disciplined, so I have a hard time planning things in my life, but I obviously see that it's important to plan things. And let me say, the very moment I mentioned in the coaching session I want to achieve this or that, my coach immediately asks me, by when do we want to achieve it, make a plan. What are the steps? What are the things? Or I like to work with a certain tool you also get in the coaching computer platform, which is called Dream Achiever, where you can virtually put your cheese on a dream. You can enter a dream on the keyboard and then sort it and put it somewhere and enter the steps necessary to achieve it, and that's also a good tool. So my coach is holding me accountable for the things necessary for my life and for the steps I want to achieve, for the steps I want to do. Let me give an example. We are planning to do financial literacy platform, some kind of webinars in trading stocks and forex and these things, and the first time I mentioned this, he asked me immediately, my coach asked me immediately to give a concept, to write down a concept and show it to him, and then I worked on the concept and I was led to the next step, and then he was asking me for the next step and still holding me accountable. So he really helps me, pushes me a little bit, the necessary bit, to get me forward to achieve the things I want to achieve and to make my dreams come true. That's great. Another important point I could discuss with my coach was all the stuff about saving and investment in general, and how to start, how to get money aside. And this leads me to our piggy bank section, what we see over here. Welcome to the piggy bank section. we found out, or my coach showed me, let me say, that the normal thing Robert Kiyosaki does was to save a bit, to invest a bit, and to give a bit to charity. So if we have a look over here, the first piggy bank is for saving. It's a normal piggy bank. The second one should look like a sports shoe or something like it's charity for clubs, for sports clubs and all this stuff. And the third piggy bank is obviously for investing. What we now do is we started with €1 per pig and per day. Betty and me means €2, and now we're at €3 each, so it means we already put €6 in each pig and each day. And the amount is increasingly going up, and it's amazing how much money you can get aside for these things. Yeah, then we talked of course about saving, and we changed the normal savings account to something alternative, because savers are obviously losers, what I also already learned, also learned in the coaching. And yeah, we have the charity money we give away at once, of course, for it has to be for charity, and the investment money I use in something, I call it my corn and wheat savings book. So I invest in a kind of like mutual funds contract where we invest in corn and wheat contracts, so in commodities, and at the moment it's a bull market for commodities, so that works fine. We can change it later on, but that's the way we're now doing the small term savings and tithing and investing. And the very moment we have enough together, let's say 5,000 or 6,000 euros together, we can take the money and invest them to make a down payment for real estate, for example. My coach also invited me to start paper asset coaching, so I paused the normal coaching, the Choose to be Rich coaching, to put paper asset coaching in. The coach for the paper asset coaching was also really great, and was a priceless, a great lesson I've learned. I optimized my existing trading system, made a complete new plan on it, found the weak points and made it strong. Also learned a very simple but very effective band trading strategy from him. So I could tell you about all the things we discussed in detail, but I don't want to bother you with this stuff. Just to put a long story short, I've learned a lot, and I earned the money for the paper asset coaching back during and shortly after the coaching. So at this time I already earned the money back, and I still have all the knowledge and can earn more money, so there's nothing more I could say about that. So both coachings, the paper asset coaching and also the Choose to be Rich coaching, where I'm still in now, I restarted the lessons, are very, very great experiences, and I would never miss them again. So if we take a balance of the situation today compared to 2 years ago, it looks much brighter. Well, we still have a long way to go. We have dreams in place, we have goals and action steps where to go. We already have the same income as we had before I quit my rather high-paying job, but we pay less in taxes, and what we are particularly proud of is that 1/3 of this income is already passive. And we have started other steps, so Betty is not working so much. She's working 1 day less per week and using the time for looking at real estate deals for investing. We built a corporation. We could use it for investing from the I quadrant. This is a step for the next year. And now we have a defined plan when we want to exit the rat race. We can see the day it will be in 2016. So we are looking forward to our future very much. We like to say thank you to our coaches, but much more thank you to Robert and Kim Kiyosaki for making all this way possible what we did. Thank you so much.